All right. Welcome back, guys, to the Garage Mind. I'm Tony, as always. And today I've got Brian Bishop from Bishop Pitmaster Barbecue. He's a Southside guy, Chicago guy, a serious pitmaster, a certified barbecue judge, and he's doing some cool things with rubs and charcoals. Brian, thanks for coming on today. It's nice to finally see you in person.
What's up, Tony?
What's up? So first off, for anybody who doesn't know you yet, introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Brian Bishop. I was born July 21st, 1969, a little company of Mary. And then my parents, we ended up settling in Dalton, moved to South Holland, spent a lot of time in the south suburbs. And now my fiance and I have a home in Uptown, just between Lawrence and Foster off Lakeshore Drive. And I do a lot of pop-ups and barbecue around the Lakeview area, Roscoe Village. It's such a vibrant community and they love it.
Are you familiar with the Windy City Smokeout?
I've heard about it. Yeah, I heard about it. I got invited to go last year, but I don't know where I was. I couldn't make it, but I've heard about it. You ever been?
Yeah, I used to. That's Lettuce Entertainment's thing. Ed Worm. I used to work for him. That's what got me into barbecue. Obviously not the status you are, brother, but I'm just a backyard hero. Um, so it's definitely that's what got me into it. The community is really cool, and I just want to. I saw some things about you, and I just wanted to know, start me from the beginning. Let me know your background. I saw some that you said your mom was the cook in the family.
All right. So listen, from the get, growing up, my mom, Sandy, was not afraid to work. Like she loved, true Chicagoan, she's going to take care of business. Unfortunately, my mother and my father were divorced when we were young, and she became a single mom, taking care of my brother and I. And she worked, and she wasn't afraid to work. And that example taught me, like, if you want something, you better go get it. And I've learned that in barbecue, there's no truer phrase. Like, you've just got to get out in the backyard and do it. And finally, in 2017, after a successful career in sports and entertainment, I've been to 6 Super Bowls. I've worked with the NFL, worked with Hall of Fame players, a lot of different things. Yeah, amazing stuff. Let's start from the beginning, okay? So, like I was saying, unfortunately, my mother and father were divorced when we were younger. My brother Mark and I, younger brother, who also cooks with me from time to time. When I have special events, he'll jump in, get his hands dirty. But what we learned from my mom is, you want something, you got to go out and work for it, right? And after a successful sports career, and during my time with the Miami Super Bowl host committee, I bought a big green egg and finally decided I want to learn how to barbecue. And I'll tell you, for me, just deciding to do it was all I needed. Because the minute I made something, and I think it was a rack of ribs, and somebody went, "Oh my God, this is delicious, and it's amazing, you're incredible," I was hooked. I'm a feel-good junkie. And barbecue, the process of it makes me feel good. And when people taste it and try it and share their feelings about it, that makes me feel good. And so for me, watching my mom do that and then open a restaurant, because my stepfather at the time had lost his job at International Harvester when Harvester closed down in Roseland, right? Remember that? And so she was like, well, I can cook. I know how to do that. We opened a restaurant, Sandy's Riverside Deli and Catering in South Holland. And that's where I learned, like, in the kitchen, you basically approach things with no fear, right? Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to do something. Taste it. See what you think of it. Share it with others. And if it's no good, try again. But don't get down on yourself. Don't quit. And so that's the spirit that I carry with me every time I go out and do a cook, every time I'm doing a pop-up, whatever it may be. It's, just don't quit. Give it a try and learn from it. I make a lot of mistakes, And that's the whole idea, right? You can't be afraid to make mistakes. I feel like, there's a generation of people out there that are afraid of making mistakes and they're trying to be perfect for social media, right? And that's no way to live, right? You got to make mistakes, learn from these mistakes, share your ups, share your downs. That's what brings us closer together. It makes us more of a community. So
Community. That's the word I use a lot. Community. That's what it's about.
yeah, 100%.
So I'm just curious. I was reading up. You said you were. It was sports marketing. You did.
Yeah. So I spent 6 years with the University of Miami athletic department. I spent 2 years with the Florida Panthers, and in a similar role with the Miami Super Bowl host committee, and then 2 seasons with Inter Miami, the MLS club down here. And essentially, my role was to drive revenue and manage revenue, um, using
Nice.
sponsorship assets, hospitality, um, all different types of inventory items. All right. And so when you go to a football game or a baseball game, you see, I just happen to be cooking for the plumbers tomorrow. So you see Plumbers 911, right? You see that at
Uh huh.
Comiskey. You also see it down here. Like it's a brand that I used to work with. So working with businesses like that. And it really showed me a level of hospitality, a level of inviting people in, a level of delivering that I try and bring to everything I cook today, right? We try and take it up just a little bit in terms of our presentation, in terms of how
Yeah.
we treat people, all of those different things. And we try and bring unique flavors, right? We try not to do the same thing over and over and over again, right? Um, don't get me started on the competition barbecue guys now. It's like they're incredible
Yeah.
cooks. They're scientists. It's amazing what they produce. It's perfection every single time, but they're doing the same thing every single time. And so I,
It's
I'd
saturated
like
for
to,
sure. The market.
I'd love to give our, the top pit masters, whoever won the Jack, whoever won Memphis in May, whoever won the Royal, put all of those three together on a stage. Don't tell them what they're going to cook. Give them a box, and I know that they will cook something delicious because they know what that tastes like. They know what it looks like, but it'll give them something different to present, right? And so, no knock against the competition guys. It's incredible, but you know, as I've looked at competition barbecue and barbecue over the years, like it is all about innovation. It is all about taking the worst cuts of meat, the toughest cuts of meat, and making them something that someone can eat and enjoy and then want more of, right? That's barbecue, man. And now you got a lot of live fire. It's incredible where everything's going.
I like that thought to take the worst cut because we can't always everybody can't always get the best cut of meat and stuff like that. Depending on your situation. So that's cool. I like that. I like your passion is obvious. That's what I liked. I checked out the website and all that too. And I'm curious. I want to know, how do you get into making your own rubs? How did that come about?
Well, so 4 years ago, I entered my first competition, and we took 3 walks that day, 2 in pork, 1 in brisket. And after that, I I thought, well, this rub is pretty good. Like I haven't competed before. I got a couple of calls right away, and I just was like, I wanted to make money. I wanted to figure out a way for barbecue, you know, to generate profit, generate revenue, do something along with this passion. And so, and competition barbecue
Absolutely.
is an expensive proposition. It's ridiculous. It's like, these guys have got it down to a science, but you can spend thousands of dollars to win 500, right? That doesn't make any sense. So the business mind in me basically said, you know, maybe there's a way to offset some of this, right? And so I launched my first rub, and I've got it at Paulina Market in the city. I've got it at Lakeview Ace, Armitage Ace on my website, Prairie Side Ace up in Kenosha. Wanamaker's is looking at taking it, like, oh, backyard store in Wilmette. Um, yeah, just call if you want to look at my rub, my barbecue rub. Let's not get too crazy here.
Yeah.
Go to my barbecue rub, go to my website, bishopspitmasterbarbecue.com. And then since then, I've added my sauce, and then a steak and chop rub last year, which has been very popular. And that's really to pair with
I love it.
steaks, veal chops, pork chops, a good Chicago pork chop sandwich, right? cooked low and slow, and then hit with a little high heat and some char and flame, like, and a pile of onions on a rosin's bun. Like, come on, there's no way.
I'm Puerto Rican. I'm familiar with the pork chops. I love pork
I
chops.
bet you are,
That's
man.
that's one.
Yeah, yeah. You should come to a Bears tailgate this year. We work with Timmy Shanley and the Bears Bus guys and the tail greeter guys,
I
and
seen that. That's cool.
we inevitably always pull out some double cut, bone in pork chops, some big, what I
Oh,
call
the
now bear.
tomahawks.
No, no, no. I've changed the name. They're called bear claws, right? So
Nice,
when we
nice.
were cooking for the tailgate, and the Cowboys were in town, we couldn't call them tomahawks because of the cow. I don't know, whatever. And so I was like, well, let's just call them bear claws or bear paws. They're as big as a bear paw. Like I usually do like a 3 pound, 2.5 pound, 3 pound, reverse sear it, and then throw it
Oh,
on the Santa Maria and kiss it with some direct flame. Like in incredible, like unbelievable.
nice. What so I was gonna say it's actually to give some insight how I found out about you. I eventually found the website, and I just got into I for a living I'm a CDL driver for a liquor company here, and I delivered to Paulina's Market. Sorry,
Ah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I seen just a flyer. So that it's full circle. It's a small world, and it's seen a flyer that I think you were doing like a cookout side front. I think this is a couple years back now,
Yes,
and I was
yes,
like, man, that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
We do a couple,
And then
listen,
I got it.
the Bagali family that owns Paulina, Bill, Joey, Jackie, they are incredible people.
Mhm,
They have welcomed, our family, our line of rubs and sauces, um, into their shop, and the support from their customers, from their staff, from everybody has been incredible. Being on the street cooking barbecue, at the corner of Cornelia and Lincoln is like unbelievable. It's like a pinch me moment, right?
which is beautiful.
And we do
Yep,
two things there. We do their customer appreciation day where we bring out the drum smokers and everything, and we kind of do some live cooking. And then last year we started doing something called Cook Your Cuts, and it's
I love
basically
that.
on their slowest day, Tuesdays. I pop up, I set up two drum smokers, a Santa Maria. I've got everything I need, all of my seasonings and rubs and everything. And customers come in, they buy something, a pork chop, a brat, a steak, whatever. I cook it for them right there on the spot.
Nice.
Package it up, send them on their way. I've done everything from beef liver. Somebody wanted a brisket flat done in an hour and a half. I figured out a way to do
Oh,
that. Like that's the fun stuff, man. It's like meeting people and sharing flavors and fire and showing them how it's done right there in front of them where you can't hide. And they're going to tell you right away. And Chicagoans, they're not going
yeah,
to hold
they'll call
back,
you out.
right? One way or another, you're going to hear. And
Absolutely.
fortunate for me, we've heard a lot of great things from our brothers and sisters in Chicago.
Yep. I'm a big, I'm a big brother and sister guy. I'm a Teamster myself. I've been for years. And yeah, that's what I love.
Union
I
strong,
something
brother.
about Chicago. Yes, sir. 710. I'm for drivers. But it just the community in Chicago. That's what inspired me about your story. I mean, you were doing something totally different, and the community for food in Chicago, as you know, is huge as well. You meet all different types of people, all different walks of life, and your story inspired me, man. You're I love, and I kind of got the hint of the business mind, exactly like you said. My goal is, and we talk about everybody's job. A job is a job, but to take a passion and turn it into something that will make money is inspiring to me. Exactly what you did. You went out
Yeah.
there, you took your mindset from what you already know, and you took your passion and you made it profitable. That's to me,
Yeah.
that's life. That's the pinnacle right there.
I mean, honestly, I loved cooking barbecue. I knew the first competition I did, I loved it, and I wanted to keep doing it, and I
Nice.
wanted to do it in a manner that I could judge myself against what people thought and others. But competition barbecue is very expensive. It's a very expensive proposition. So the only way I could think of continuing to cook was to figure out a way to support my passion, and that's exactly what I've done.
You have that's what inspires me, Brian, about your story. And you say expensive too. And like I said, I'm just a backyard guy. I love cooking. I'm not there yet. I'm trying, like you said, repeating,
Well, when I get
learning
into
as
town,
I
we'll
go.
cook together.
Absolutely, that sounds good. You're welcome to my house anytime.
Yeah.
I was telling my wife I'm finally gonna learn how to do it because she's a critic. She'll tell me straight up if it's not good. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were saying this stuff's expensive, and I want to talk about that a little bit. I bought some stuff now, and I went a little crazy, and it gets expensive just for the backyard. From pellet smokers to I got the what do you call it? I went with the Weber Smoky Mountain for the charcoal
Nice.
and the
That's
wood.
good. Yeah.
What are some of the equipment that you like? Just for give me different scenarios. So for like if you're going to enter a challenge, or if you're just in the backyard, or you're doing a cook out of Paulinas, what equipment do you use?
So I carry with me two drum smokers. And have you ever seen a drum smoker? You know what those look like? I have one right here in the yard if
Like
you
the
want to. You want to?
yeah,
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'll
yeah.
show you.
Let's take a look at.
Yeah. So this is a drum smoker right here. So it's
Oh
basically a
yeah, I've seen that.
55
Oh,
gallon
nice. That's
drum,
nice.
right? You got a lid, you got two shelves,
Hmm.
you got a heat deflector, and then you got this cabinet here, which is nice. Not all of the manufacturers do this, but if you needed to add some fuel, you could. Most of the time, in fact, all of the time that I use African charcoal and African cooking wood, I don't ever have to refill. But like if you have to, you can get in there, and if you have to tend to some meat on the second shelf, you can get in to do that. Um, but what I like about it is, you got these vents just like any other traditional smoker. So you can control the heat, high, low, whatever you want. And it's very
Oh,
portable. It's very portable. And so from that perspective, with the amount of travel that I do in terms of,
yeah,
cooking around the country, drum smokers are really
you
convenient.
need that.
Now, at our home in Chicago and also here, I have an XL Big Green Egg. And
Nice.
that is the go-to in terms of, if I want, and I'm going to cook 6 briskets tonight overnight for the local tomorrow, and
Okay.
I'm going to start those on the egg. Right, I'm going to rotate them. I'm going to start them on the egg, and I know that overnight I will not have an issue with charcoal going out, it changing temperature. Like, it is rock solid. So when I look at equipment, I want something that I can rely on, that's going to be there when I need it to go fast, meaning hot, or if I need to hold it back. It's going to obey every command I give it. So the drum smokers are really good for that, and they're portable. When when you're at home, the egg, solid, absolutely solid. And then 2 years ago, Warren Sapp, who used to play for the Buccaneers, Hall of Famer,
Yeah,
um,
I'm a Buccaneers fan. I'm a huge fan.
Warren Sapp turned me on to Rectech. And I have always been, when I first bought my first smoker and such, I was like, charcoal or pellets, charcoal or pellets. Everybody does it, right? Everybody's like, what do I do? And I decided
Yeah,
to go
that's
charcoal.
phenomenal.
But two years ago, Sap says, Bish, this thing is awesome. And the people that make it are great, and they make a quality piece of equipment. And I can tell you, it's lived up to every expectation I've ever had for a smoker or a cooker. When I want it to go, it goes. When I want it high, when I want it low, and it's consistent. There's no, you know, unpredictable rises or falls in temp. The electronics are solid. The pellet hopper is nice size. Like, you don't have to worry about it running out overnight. Like, it's a solid piece of equipment. So for me, I look at things that are reliable, that I can use my flavor profile on, that are not going to
Uh-huh.
overpower with smoke or anything else, that I can maintain that ingredient, right? Smoke's an ingredient, the protein's an ingredient, the rub, the seasoning's an ingredient, the sauce is ingredient. So everything I'm doing, I'm controlling all of these different ingredients that are going into the final product. And those devices do that for me, no doubt. Now,
Now,
go
what
ahead.
pellet smoker is your favorite?
The Rectech 590. Yeah, the
Right
Rectech
tech.
590 it's an Iron Man. It's a workhorse. It is it if you're going to battle, you're bringing it with you, because every single time, and I don't treat it as nicely as I should. Like I clean it. I don't clean it as much as I should, but every single time I fire it up, that sucker performs every single time.
No.
And so I'm a fan. Like if I were to get another pellet smoker, it would probably be a Rectech, but a larger one. I could use more space. I could use more square inches.
Wow. Yeah, I got the Woodridge Pro. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a basic Traeger. I mean, but I've been looking into that. I like with the pellet. I like, if like we did it for the holidays. You have a lot of people over. It's reliable. But I also like see the charcoal, the like the Smoky Mountain. I like, you feel like a man. You're cooking, you're adjusting it, you're doing more, you're more involved. That's what I
Yeah.
love about those.
And that's why I selected it at first. But now, and people ask me all the time, you know, and they expect me to name one thing, right? And when I say, well, I use this for this, I use this for that. I have a Santa Maria where I want live fire, right? And
Yep.
and there's jokes out there about the husband or the partner in the marriage that has too many grills or too many smokers. Yeah, there's a point where that could probably be the case. But everything I have on my deck, everything I take with me, everything has a purpose. And if it
Nice.
doesn't perform, and if it doesn't do what I want it to, it's gone. I give it away. It's done, right? Because I can't have like I have to cook 6 briskets tonight, 30 racks of ribs in the morning, 3 roughly 9-pound boneless turkey breasts tonight. Like I got big meats to cook, but I also want to sleep,
Yeah. Fun.
right? And so I need equipment that's
Yep.
reliable, right? I need equipment that's reliable. And I got a charcoal
Question.
option and I've got a pellet option. So
Nice. I like that. Now back to the egg. That's the Weber, right? Or the
no, the big
egg.
green egg. Big green egg. It's the ceramic Komodo that
Oh,
really
Komodo. There you go.
was, yeah, it's a Komodo grill. It would be the competitor or the category leader to Komodo Joe, right? I think Komodo
Okay.
Joe has really improved the quality of their product. Like I cooked on one at the Masters, at a hospitality house at the Masters a couple of weeks ago, and I was really impressed with the quality of what they had, the steel, the fittings, the hinges, everything. So I haven't looked at them in a while, but I was impressed with Kamado Joe as well.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I heard a lot about those. You talk about expensive though. Those are a little expensive. That's why I was looking at those too. So maybe I'll definitely take a look at one of those
They're
now.
very expensive, but what I'll tell you is it's a lifetime acquisition.
That's what I'll tell my wife.
Well, you should. And then I'll come over and I'll teach you how to cook some great barbecue, or I'll show you what I do. She'll
I'll take
taste
you up
it,
on that.
and then you got no issues, brother. You got no
I'd
issues.
appreciate that. That would be nice, man. Anytime,
Done.
man, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Another thing too, you had talked on, I had saw on your website. Now, what is the deal with the African charcoal? I heard you speak earlier. I have a problem. I use just the regular Kingsford. I don't know much about the charcoal. I use the brisket
Yeah.
or the brisket. Sorry, I can't speak today. Um, what
Briquettes.
is the whole thing with that? Briquettes? Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So, listen, fuel, you got to have fuel if you're gonna cook anything, right? And so on the pellet side, it's obviously wood pellets. On the offset smoker side, the Santa Maria side, I've got 2 Meadow Creek cookers right here now. My egg, anything that's non-pellet or electric or propane, you're going to need a fuel source. And there's a lot of options out there. Compared to 25 years ago, 30 years ago, there's more options than ever for fuel. And so you've got the rock solid, like legacy leader Kingsford briquettes, right? Those are great for the backyard
Yeah,
barbecue. You want to fire up the Weber, like they're great. There's nothing wrong with them. If you like Kingsford briquettes, use Kingsford briquettes, right? You know how that fuel performs, you know how it tastes, you know when you light it how long it takes to get ready. Use it. That's great. Okay? But as you grow and as you change, you're going to look at different fuels. And so then you can go to, folks like B&B or Royal Oak or domestic
yep,
charcoal providers, right? North American hardwoods. You're going to get some oak, you're going to get some hickory, you're going to get some cherry, you're going to get a mix of North American hardwoods. What B&B and Royal Oak have done is they have perfected the process. They produce a quality bag of charcoal each and every time, and they found a way to do it so that more people can enjoy barbecuing. Right at the end of the day, I'd love for you to buy my rub and sauce and seasoning, and I'd love for you to buy African charcoal and African charcoal cooking wood. But I want
Mhm.
you cooking more, and I want you comfortable using what you're using so you enjoy it, right? So there's options out there.
Absolutely.
Now, um, within the last 5 or 6 years, there's been a lot of South American hardwoods that have come in to the category as well. So you got Fogo making a push, and that's great because there's a whole subculture or culture of, Latin and Hispanic grilling and live fire cooking and all of the different things. You see Alfregoni is gaining popularity because of he's bringing his passion, which is live fire cooking, and I love his videos. I watch them all the time because I want to learn, and he's the best in that category, right? I can learn from him. And so you watch what he does, and he's using, quebracho and different South American and Latin hardwoods because he knows how they perform and he likes the flavor and he's matched the flavor with his flavor profile of how he seasons things. And it comes out just the way he wants it, right? A few years ago, I stumbled upon African charcoal, which is acacia wood that's harvested out of Namibia. And
Okay.
in the past, nobody's ever thought of this as a fuel source. But we found out through testing that this invasive species in Namibia, by cutting it down and clearing it out, we make an incredible cooking fuel. It's dense, it has a very low moisture content, it's easy to light, it burns exactly as you want it. If you want it to burn 14 hours or 16 hours, it'll do that. If you want it to
Wow.
burn 8 or 12, it'll do that for you. And it provides a very mid floral flavor profile. And so it's not anything that's going to impact or adjust your flavor profile that you're using with your proteins to deliver your personal touch to it. So it's a quality fuel
Yeah.
that does again, like my equipment, it does exactly what I want it to do when I want it to do it, right? That's somebody that gets on the Bishop's team. Period. End of story,
Nice.
right? Do what you say you're going to do, right? Deliver when the pressure's on and you're in. And African charcoal does that for me every single time. And our competition teams have had great success with it. We've got invitations to the Jack. We've got grand champions. We've got, probably 40 or 50 walks last year alone. And this year we've already started hot out of the gate. Our teams are incredible. Puddle Duck Barbecue, Bad Company Barbecue. Yeah, I mean, these guys are just crushing it. The Killer Bees, unbelievable.
Where you can purchase it directly through your website, right?
Bishopsmasterbarbecue.com. BBQ.
Okay. That I could get the rub and charcoals there for
You
everybody
can get
who's
the rub
listening. They're gonna
there,
check it out.
and you can get the charcoal. So our charcoal, we've got about 100 retailers across the country now. We're available on Amazon as well. And so if you wanted to get a bag of charcoal
Oh, not
or some hardwood for cooking in your offset or Santa Maria or live fire, you could go to Amazon and it could be delivered to your house within a week. Most of the time, next day.
nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah,
Super happy with our
Amazon.
relationship.
They're very convenient. That's awesome. That yeah, I never heard that. I was reading up on it on your website, and I was just I was wondering what the difference was, and thank you for that too. I'm definitely gonna try it out. And for anybody you guys heard him, you can check it out directly on his website and or Amazon, but order it from the website.
Yeah, or go to Armitage Hardware. Go see Brian at Armitage
Oh wow, really?
Hardware or Joe over at Lakeview Ace. They've got a full pallet in stock,
Okay,
each of them. So
I know exactly where that is.
yeah, man.
Really? Nice. I'll definitely stop over there. That's my route over there, so I know the area very well. So I'll stop over there.
Brother, I can't believe
So
we
just
haven't
another
met.
good. You know what I just got in this field for now. For 15 years I was a fighter, a big guy in the martial arts scene.
Wow.
So I was doing that for a long time. You can look me up on YouTube. Yeah, that was my thing. That was the dream, man. It just didn't pan out. So, I love talking. That's how the podcast started. I always did this back in the day before it was, now everybody's doing it. But I love talking to people about their passions, because when you talk to somebody about their passion, you could tell, and just from talking to you, brother, I know you love this. You could just tell when somebody talks about a passion and something they love, It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
You know, Tony, um, I want to invite you to come cook with me for a Bears tailgate this season. Bring the family down, okay? Come hang
Beautiful.
out.
Thank
We start about 4 or 5 hours before kickoff. It's a great atmosphere. Timmy Shanley and the tailgater guys have an incredible party every single home game, and it was
you. Yeah.
crazy last year. I mean, we did it all. We cooked in 90-degree temperature, and we cooked in the snow in the playoffs. Right? Nothing better
That's
than that.
that's
So, but
Chicago.
I want you to join me this season, okay? So I want you to come out. I want you to be my guest. I
Absolutely.
want you to I want you to hang out around the pits with me.
Thank you. Thank you, man. I that wow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're a union guy. I know you're going to deliver, brother.
Oh, absolutely. It's my job. I got a question. So I was looking also on the website too. So you did a little cookout for the Cubs, or what was that about?
Oh, so that was so when Michigan played Northwestern at Wrigley Field this year.
Oh, oh, nice.
Yeah, the producers for Big Noon Kickoff on Fox reached out and said, "Hey, usually every segment or every week we have somebody bring some food on set." And so I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll do that." I mean, our home is just at Lawrence. They're down, I mean, it's like right down Sheridan, right? And so, and my buddy
Yeah.
Joe and I, we have lunch at Murphy's all the time. It's not a thing. So to be
Perfect
able to
bleachers.
cook
Yep.
for those guys, Mark Ingram, right? Um, Dave Portnoy and all those guys, like it. Urban Meyer had a little bit. Mark Ingram took a monster, like he took the tomahawk and took a big bite
I
out of it,
saw.
and like it was so good. So, yeah, so that was just like that was an honor to be able to, even though I'm a Sox fan, right? Even though I'm a Sox
Hey, me
fan,
too. Don't tell anybody.
it was an honor, and it was a pretty special moment to, in the shadows of Wrigley, with Harry Carey, the statue pointing right out at us, to be able to deliver some quality barbecue. We did Paulina sausages. We did a wide variety of Chicago stuff. We did some brats, we did some Italian sausages, I did some ribs, did some steaks. Like it was awesome. Like that's a memory. And so it was just one of those things. It was an opportunity, and like Sandra Lynn taught me, like you just do it, like just figure it out and do it. And we did it. And we had a great time.
That's beautiful, man. You're man, that's making me tear up a little bit here, man. That's beautiful. I mean, did you imagine back then when when you started
No,
barbecue? Look
uh-uh.
look what you're doing, in your
I
hometown.
mean,
This is crazy. That's the
but
pinnacle.
but that's why I say to you and your listeners, and your viewers, like, guys, I had no idea what was going to come my way, but get out there and do it. Like, if there's one spirit of, Bishop's Pitmaster Barbecue, is like, just if you want to try cooking barbecue, do it. And if you don't like it at first, keep doing it until you figure it out. And reach out. You listen, hit me on a DM, reach out. I can tell you, when I was starting, a good Chicago guy, Ray Lampy, who was also a truck driver on the South Side. Okay.
Yep.
I met him at Big Green Egg Festival in 2017. We've been friends ever since. He's now one of my closest friends in barbecue. He's my mentor. But if it wasn't for Ray, whenever I was in a bind, like, "Ray, what do you do with this? Hey, I got to cook here. What do I do?" And he was always willing to share his knowledge and experience, and that's the barbecue community, right? And that's what I mean. That's why I want you to come
Absolutely.
cook with me, because you should, like,
I'm
you should
in.
be doing everything you want to do, man. And I know you probably cook great barbecue, right? There's no doubt that you cook great barbecue if you're so passionate about it as well. But like, I learn things from people all the time. I love to teach people. I love to share, show them what I'm doing, and learn and just enjoy that passion.
I would definitely love to learn from you, brother. You definitely know what you're doing. You definitely know what you're doing, and it shows. And man, it's a beautiful thing when you that I mean that's my goal too. I'm very happy with the life I've made for myself as well. but it also, it's about, I'm at the point in my life where, I just want to do the things that fuel my passions. What I love doing, do them. There's nobody stopping me except for me.
Yeah, 100%, T.
So just another thing, just to wrap it up here. So if there's something you could go back and tell yourself, before you started this journey, what would that be?
Oof. Um, it would probably be you should have started sooner. You know, you should have listened to yourself earlier. My fiance Mary Jo, um, said to me one night, like, you really love this. You're really good at this. Like, you should figure out a way to take this to the next level, right? And that encouragement really opened up a lot of possibilities for me. Everything that's happened, in my barbecue life at this point, like, it's that support of the people around you to say, this is clearly your passion. You should follow this and do this. And so for me, you know, I wish I would have started earlier. I wish I would have listened to myself, and I know that, you know, there's people out there tonight that are thinking, man, I really want to, run a marathon, or I really want to learn how to play pickleball, or I really want to make tender, delicious barbecue. Like, just start, take that first step.
Yep.
And there's a whole community waiting for you that will share their learnings. And the other thing, I cook around the country. Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was at the Masters at a hospitality house for Melbourne. And then the next week, I was at
Nice.
TPC Sawgrass, right? Last fall, it was the Shadows of Wrigley Field. I had no idea. But that first step gets you on a path
Got you there.
where you get to experience really incredible things with incredible people, right? And that, I mean, I got to tell you, Tony, I was dead dog tired when we started this. Now I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. I'm
I
ready
could
to
tell.
go.
I could
You know, I'm like, I'm ready to throw some briskets on and to get the turkey. Like, I'm ready to go, like, fire me up,
Yeah, me,
bro.
I might go in the back. I might go in the
I'm
back and throw
saying.
some on. I got a whole freezer full of briskets now. I do that. I'm actually right outside Chicago now. Me and the wife moved out to a Plainfield, and there's a Tischler's market around here. These guys are wonderful people. Talk about the community. The owner himself, man, he always comes out. He gets excited. He gives me a cut because I'm there all the time now. I'm a regular customer, and it's just I love it. I love it, man. I love cooking. I love different cuts. I love learning. It's fun. It's fun, and hearing how people like you, I look up to you, man. Brian, it's a beautiful thing what you did, and I hope to imitate that one day as well, to start my own journey. And it's kind of
Let's
why I
go,
do the
brother.
podcasting as well. I
Yeah.
love it, man. One more question for you before we go here. You got me fired up too. You're teaching me a lot. I love hearing your journey. How did you get into judging? How did that start?
Well, so I had that whole, um, my first competition planned, right? I decided about 9 months before that I was going to do it. And so then I thought to myself, self, if you're going to put your barbecue in front of judges, how do you become a judge? And how do you learn what's important to them? How do they rate? What do they, taste, tenderness, and appearance, right? And so
Yeah.
I wanted to know what was important to the judges so that I could cook better barbecue. And so I took a KCBS class. They're not expensive. And that's another, like, that's an easy first step. Go take a KCBS judging class. Go to the website. They're all over the place in the Chicago area, the Midwest, and there's a lot of barbecue competitions that give you an opportunity then to judge. And when you judge, you eat a lot of barbecue,
It's
right?
the
And
perks.
so you taste different styles, different approaches, the way somebody does ribs, 4 or 5 different ways. Some are sweet, some are spicy, some are, like, it's all across the board. And so that's ultimately when I made the decision that I wanted to do competition barbecue and see how good I was, see how good my barbecue was up against, right? I wanted to know what was important to the judges. And I reached out to the source, which is KCBS.
You just blew my mind with that. So you became a judge to understand how to be better. I mean that's genius in itself. You learned exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they wanted. It's like,
Well,
wow, that's I
I
mean that
learned the process, yeah, yeah, and it was eye-opening, and it's also, again, some people listening tonight may go, I don't think I can cook barbecue, but I love barbecue and I wanna get involved in barbecue. Being a judge is a great way
absolutely.
to do that. Getting involved with the KCBS. There's also state organizations. So there's a Wisconsin Barbecue Association, there's an Illinois Barbecue Association. There's all these different associations that hold different competitions. Across there's state competitions, there's national competitions, there's world championship competitions. So you pick your poison. You can go backyard as a category or you can go pro, right? Backyard is fun,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You're doing things that are you're not doing brisket most of the time. You're doing things that are kind of fun, kind of easy, things that you've done before. And so it's a great way to break in. But you can be a judge in barbecue, you could be a cook in barbecue, you can you just I mean, for me it was a great eye-opening experience to learn.
Now, in Illinois, because I'm intrigued, and I love barbecue and I love to eat it, so why not?
Ah,
How would I get involved? Like, where would I go to look that up?
so I would start with KCBS. So
Okay,
that's the Kansas City Barbecue Society. They're also the curators and the managers of the World Barbecue Hall of Fame, right? So they're the experts in the area in terms of the legacy and protecting the history. Another great organization to get involved in would be my pal Kel Phelps at the NBBQA, which is the National Barbecue and Grilling Association. Right?
okay,
I would follow them on all of their social media channels. I would go to their next conference or trade show. I would get in touch with it's a whole other community of learning. And then through KCBS and through NBBQA, I would ask about the Illinois Association and whatever in your area because and KCBS, I think, I'm sure somebody's going to chime in here, but KCBS, I think, has a total clearinghouse of all of the KCBS tournaments and state tournaments. And so
okay.
once you become a KCBS member, you can actually go online and you could see, you put your zip code in your area and you could see what tournaments are around you, what judging
Oh,
classes are
nice.
around you. And it's all very easy to get to. When I took my judging class, I took it down in Plainfield.
Oh, nice. So what is the? It's just like a test, or what is it?
So
Like a paper test, or
it's
what do you do?
it's an hour. It's a full day class, and they basically start you out. They cook barbecue for you, and you taste barbecue and you judge barbecue. But they walk you through, the way to judge taste, the way to judge tenderness, the way to judge appearance, the process for which things are judged because it's a blind process, right? So, and when you go to a judge, where you register, what your behavior at the table is, what are tips, because you eat 6 to 8 different samples of barbecue. And so they teach you, right, in between tastings, you got to like clear your palate, you got to do different things. And then you're at a table with 6 people for the day when you're judging and you're watching them and you're in this class and you're watching them and how they react to different things, right? And you start to see what's good, what's bad, right? And so um, the class is a great way to start. You learn all of those different categories, and then at the end, you take a little test, and most people pass because it's not that difficult. And you get a pin, you get a badge, and you're a judge.
Love it. I am definitely.
And,
I'm gonna check that out.
and then once you
Now,
become a judge,
Brian, I gotta ask.
you yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I
Are
said
you a
then
bourbon guy?
I'm not. No, I'm not a bourbon guy.
Ah,
Um, I
ah,
stopped drinking. I stopped drinking a few years back, and am much healthier for it now.
None wrong with that, brother. So,
Well,
sorry, what were you saying? I cut you off.
I don't oversleep. I don't oversleep when it's time to start the fire at 4 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, you need to pay attention to that.
That's right.
So right, once again, brother, it was man, it's great finally talking to you, and it's I hope we build a community in the future. You and I would love to cook with you, man. I'm super excited about that.
Open invitation,
Just
brother.
anytime. Hey, you got my number. Anytime, man. You just hit me up whenever you're in town. Or we go to Florida a lot as well. We go to. My wife's a big Disneyland or Disney World
Mm,
fan, so
all right.
we're
All
over there a
right.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spent one of my favorite barbecue places over there is the Polite Pig. I love going there. We know those guys.
Oh,
We've been
okay.
over there a bunch of times.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've
I'm a
heard of
big
that one, but
fan. So
next time I'm driving home, I'll check it out.
absolutely. So yeah, Brian, anytime you're in town, anytime you want to do this again, let me know. When you're in town, we'll get together. You come by the house, show me a thing or two. I'll go by you, whatever you want to do. But before we go, just one more time, plug anything you want, your charcoal, your website. Let everybody know where they can find you at and your products.
So on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it's Bishop's Pitmaster BBQ. Um, follow me. Feel free to reach out. I try and get to all of my messages. So start there. Website is bishopspitmasterbbq.com. That's the full line of that we carry, our barbecue rub. We're adding a new product this year, a spicy version of our all-purpose barbecue rub. And we got steak and chop, which is, I named it Butcher Block Prime
Nice.
steak and chop seasoning, right? As a tip to the
I'm with
cap
that.
to the Polina butchers, right? Those guys are awesome over there. And so go to my website, and then for African charcoal, Lakeview Ace Hardware, Armitage Ace Hardware, Prairie Side Ace up in Kenosha, and then keep an eye out because we're going to be adding some retailers this spring. And then Amazon. Go to Amazon and it'll be delivered to your door. It's a little more expensive than in the store, but you get the convenience of having it delivered right to you when you need it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Brian. So I'm going to sign off here. I just want to thank everybody for joining and listening once again. That was Brian, one of the pit masters. He's a Chicago guy, like most of us listening. Thank you guys for listening. This was the Garage Mind. I'm Tony, as always. Brian, I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, so be good.
Peace.